Hello and welcome to my video where I'll be showing you how to knit the fir cone stitch. This is a pretty pattern with flowing shapes that look like leaves. And since it's a lace pattern, I decided to knit it with DK weight yarn and 4.5mm needles, just because lace suits a lightweight yarn much more than a bulkier weight. Right, so the first thing you need to do is cast on a multiple of 10 stitches plus 1. I cast on 31 stitches using the long tail cast on, but you could use your favourite method. This is a 16 row pattern, but don't be worried because most of the rows are repeated multiple times. For row 1 and every other wrong side row in this pattern, we're just going to do purl stitches. So make sure the working yarn is at the front and purl all the way across. Then for rows 2, 4, 6 and 8, which represent the right side or the front of the knitting, you need to begin with a knit stitch. Then we need to do a yarn over. And to do this, you simply bring the yarn between the needles to the front. Then when you do the next step, which is knitting 3 stitches, the yarn has to come from the front, go around the right hand needle to the back, in order to form the next stitch. And that's what creates the yarn over. After all, a yarn over is just the yarn wrapping once around the needle. Next, we need to do an SK2PO, which stands for slip 1, knit 2 together and then pass the slip stitch over. It's a double decrease and it's also left leaning, which means that when viewed from the front of the knitting, it looks like the resulting stitch is travelling up to the left hand side. You'll see this effect quite clearly in the finished knitting. First, you need to slip a stitch knitwise, so take your right hand needle up into the next stitch as if to knit, but instead of knitting it, you just slip it off the needle, like so. This transfers the stitch whilst twisting it. Then you need to do a K2 tog decrease. K2 tog stands for knit 2 together, and that's exactly what you need to do. So take your right hand needle up into the front of the next 2 stitches and do all of the steps of a normal knit stitch. This knits 2 stitches together into one. And the last step of the SK2PO is to pass the slip stitch over. So use your left hand needle to pick up the stitch that you slipped, take it over the K2 tog decrease, and drop it off the end of the needle. Then you need to knit 3 stitches, do a yarn over by bringing the working yarn between the needles to the front and then over the right hand needle, and then knit a stitch. Then repeat yarn over, knit 3, SK2PO, knit 3, yarn over and knit 1, over and over until the end of the row. So yarn over, knit 3, SK2PO by slipping a stitch knitwise, knitting 2 stitches together, and passing the slip stitch over the K2 tog. Then knit 3, yarn over, knit 1, and so on. Then, since it's a wrong side row, row 3 is just purl stitches. And now I'm just going to put the pattern for rows 4 through to 9 up on screen, since these are just repeats of what we've already done. And then I'll carry on from row 10, which begins with a K2 tog decrease. So take your right hand needle up into the next 2 stitches and do all of the usual steps of a knit stitch. Then you need to knit 3 stitches, do a yarn over by bringing the yarn to the front, knit 1, do another yarn over, knit 3, and SK2PO. So slipper stitch knitwise, knit 2 stitches together, and pass the slip stitch over the K2 tog and drop it off the end of the needle. Repeat this until there are 9 stitches left. So that's knit 3, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 3, SK2PO, and so on. Then you basically do the same repeat again, but instead of a double decrease of SK2PO, you do a single decrease of SSK. SSK stands for slip, slip, knit, and to do this you need to slip 2 stitches knitwise separately and then knit them together through the back loop. So to slip a stitch knitwise, you take the right hand needle up into the next stitch as if to knit, and just slide it off the left hand needle, like so. And then you repeat this again. Then take your left hand needle down into the front of the 2 stitches you just slipped, cross your needles, and knit them together following the usual steps of a knit stitch. And here is the SSK repeated. So slip a stitch knitwise, and then another. Then take your left hand needle down into the front of the 2 stitches you just slipped, and then knit them together. And here is the pattern for rows 11 through to 16, so you can now complete the rest of the repeat. Once you've knit a couple of the repeats, your knitting should look something like this. As you can see, the result is very bumpy, but it's an even and interesting texture, so you might want to keep it like this depending on what you're making. Otherwise, you'll need to block your knitting. Even though I'm using acrylic yarn, I wet blocked, and that made it lie a lot flatter but still maintained a little bit of the bumpy texture. If I wanted it completely flat, I'd need to steam it instead. As a side note, I recommend adding a lifeline every so often when knitting this pattern. A lifeline is a thin yarn or thread or even dental floss that you feed through all of the stitches on your needle. And this allows you to easily pick these stitches back up again if you need to unravel some of your knitting later on. The reason I'd recommend doing that here is because it's a lace pattern and that can make it harder to rectify any mistakes that happen. I also like that it nicely illustrates where the rows sit in this pattern, and you can clearly see how they lie in wavy lines across the knitting. And that's it, that's how you knit the fir cone stitch. I really hope you found this video useful, and thank you very much for watching.